Robotics is very, very important.
It's much more than just robots. There's business, imagery, so yeah, a lot of stuff that have nothing to do with the robot.
Let's go! If I can describe this class in one word, I'm gonna have to say it, adventurous, because it's very creative and I'm a very creative kind of guy.
I see myself doing robotics because it's like a fun thing to do and it helps me with a lot of my other subjects.
It's like a community and everyone's here working together to try and accomplish a goal. And it's not BattleBots.
One of the biggest things coming into like the world or whatever is engineering. It's one of the major things that we need.
We're in Mr. Murphy's robotics class.
I teach robotics classes to 5th through 8th graders. It's a program that we started a couple of years ago. And we started it as an after-school club, and it continued like that for about 15 years. Dennis Folletti, our principal, came to me last year and asked if I would like to be the start of a robotics program in the school and teach nothing but robotics for students 5th through 8th grades.
It takes them to where they could take this knowledge that they get and put it on any job they get. It's not just book work. It's to getting your brain to work in a different way to solve things.
It's opening up science and technology and math in a whole different atmosphere than what they've been exposed to traditionally. But they learn about programming, electronics, building, fabrication, CAD design, business. There's a whole business end with the budget like what we have.
It's really fun. Like, I really like it. I don't know, it's just amazing. One person's working on the arm, one person's working on like programming, one person's working on like actually building the whole chassis.
I signed up for robotics because I was always like interested in how robots work and how like it all comes together. And I'm more on the side of the programming than the actual building. It helps me a lot with my science class. I'm a programmer because I'm interested in like engineering and seeing how things are built, like the inside and like behind the scenes, I guess you could say, on things, how things are built. So I found robotics is like the perfect spot for that.
The nice thing about learning in the context of robotics is that there's so many skills that you can develop. So, you know, there's a mechanical side, there's the electrical side, there's a software side. But at the end of the day, there's so much to learn and there's so many ways you can contribute. When I was in high school, I didn't have an opportunity to do this, but now that I know it exists, like I know that what they're doing in this program, it really does help them to understand what engineering is like in the future.
We take those students to FIRST Robotics tournaments, and they compete against other schools in the area, and there's opportunities if they do well to compete at the state level and then at the world level if they do very well.
This year we've gotten to states, so I think it was so crazy because our robot wasn't working and you could see like the frustration, and like by the end of the competition we like improved our robot a lot, and like you can tell like everyone's so happy, like, oh my God, we got this far.
It's a real like rush because if one thing goes wrong, then really the entire team is just like, all right, we have to get this like fixed now.
After they go to competitions especially, then after they're out there in front of a big crowd or they've gotten practice speaking in front of judges, then that really increases their self-confidence and they do better when they have to give a presentation, even like in a language arts class.
Having nothing coming in and we're in a room full of scraps, and at the end of the robot we have a big, complete robot doing all kinds of crazy things. It gives you a sense of accomplishment, and now they're designing robots, and maybe in the future they'll work maybe at Ford and design new cars.
They're also learning how to do community outreach. So they go out to local businesses to try to get their support to make donations to the team. And it also allows the community to know more about what we're doing here at the school.
People have come out, like school board members and other people in the community that don't have kids going to school here, but see these competitions and they just can't believe it. They just talk about it. They stood up in front of board meetings and talked about how it was cool that we were doing that kind of stuff.
It's amazing building the robot, using the tools, using all the different materials.
The younger they can get their hands-on experience, I think the better. So.
I think it teaches you like all of us can work together and like achieve something even bigger than like you can think of.
And really it's, you know, they're seeing what specifically their contribution can be to an overall product, which is really how the world works. Everybody kind of specializes in what they do, and they build this product that goes out there and competes like a, you know, like a champ.